Hello Standard 10. Going to teach biology chapter 6 photosynthesis, and it is part 5. Means till today what we have discussed and what we were discussing. We were discussing about the experiments related to photosynthesis, in which we have discussed about the de-starching of plant. We have discussed about the starch test or the iodine test, and we have discussed the experiment to prove that chlorophyll is necessary for photosynthesis. We have also discussed about the experiment to prove that light is necessary for photosynthesis. Today we will discuss carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Okay, now how we will prove it? First, same thing. We will de-starch the plant by keeping a potted plant in dark room for 48 or 24 to 48 hours, so that the starch is sent to the storage organ. And now what we will do, it is a potted plant. One leaf, half of the one leaf we will insert in a conical flask containing potassium hydroxide. Okay, we will insert half of a leaf in a conical flask containing potassium hydroxide, and we are knowing that potassium hydroxide absorbs the carbon dioxide. After de-starching the plant, we will put this and again keep the potted plant in sunlight for photosynthesis. Okay, and after that we will do the starch test. We will pluck this leaf, and as we will do the starch test, what we will see, the part of the leaf which was inside the conical flask will remain colorless, whereas other part will turn blue-black, which indicates the presence of starch. Now there starch was present, but here starch is not present. The reason is that carbon dioxide was absorbed by the potassium hydroxide, and this leaf got carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. What does it prove? It proves that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. So we have understood how we can prove that carbon, and most important for the examination point of view, that experiment to prove that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Next experiment, which is very important, that oxygen is released during photosynthesis. Oxygen is released during photosynthesis. In this, what we have to do, we will take some aquatic plant, maybe Elodea or Hydrilla, and a beaker containing pond water. In this beaker, pond water is there, and Hydrilla plant. We will take a short stem funnel and invert the funnel over this. Okay, we have to take short stemmed funnel, and here keep support, so that exchange of water from the beaker and this funnel can take place. Now take a full filled test tube with water, filled test tube, with water and invert that test tube over this short stem. Okay. Now, keep this apparatus in sunlight for some time. What you will observe? You will observe the bubbles, air bubbles. Now, how you can check the gas, which gas is present in this air bubble? Take a burning splinter and the burning splinter will burst into flame. The burning splinter will burst into flame, which indicates the presence of oxygen, because only in the presence of oxygen this splinter will burn into flame. So this way we can prove that oxygen is released during photosynthesis. Okay, so this part is clear. Now, what are the importance of photosynthesis? Our life or life on this earth is possible only due to photosynthesis. Because by photosynthesis we get two things. One, food for all. Whether herbivore, carnivore or omnivore, doesn't matter. But only green plants are the autotrophs. They can only prepare their own food, and herbivores are dependent directly on the plant parts and carnivores are dependent on the herbivores. So directly or indirectly we are dependent on the plant only. And now what we can see, that suppose grass, it can prepare their own food, can be eaten by rabbit, and rabbit can be eaten by tiger. A chain is formed and this chain is called as food chain. The chain of food dependence is called the food chain. You can see that corn, rat, snake, hawk, grass, rabbit, tiger, grass, grasshopper, lizard and kite, grass, insect, frog, snake, peacock, wheat, man, mosquito. What does it indicate? That the food chain may have a number of intervening stages, but the starting point is always a plant which is a producer, which can produce food by the photosynthesis. And as far as non-green plants are concerned, like fungi and bacteria, they get their nourishment from the dead and decaying organism, dead body of the plant and animals, and they get their nutrition by the dead and decaying organism. Means directly or indirectly, even decomposer also are dependent for food on the plant. Next thing, due to plant only, oxygen is there, the life supporting gas, which is present in atmosphere in free state, and that is due to photosynthesis only. Scientists believe that about 2 million years ago, when there was no life on the earth in any form, there was no free oxygen, okay, in the atmosphere, and appearance of green plants set the stage for the animals to appear. Almost all organisms need oxygen for respiration. Next, so this part is clear that why photosynthesis is important. What are the importance of photosynthesis? It provides foods for all and provide oxygen. Next, about the carbon cycle. Cycle means what? The end point and the starting point is the same. then only it will form a cycle. In atmosphere, 0.03% carbon dioxide is present. CO2 in the atmosphere. This CO2 is taken by the producer. Producer are the green plants. Okay. Producers are the green plant. And these green plant may aspire to give back this carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. Or green plants can be consumed by the animal consumers, and if consumer will also respire, this carbon dioxide will go back to the atmosphere. Or this plant and animal, producer and consumer, maybe after death, from them decomposer can get their food. And these decomposers also, when they respire, this carbon dioxide will go back to the atmosphere. And this way the cycle is completed. Or this producer, consumer or the decomposer, by the process of fossilization, okay, will turn into fossil fuel like coal, petroleum, okay. And when this fossil fuel is burned by combustion, when it is burned, the carbon dioxide will be returned to the atmosphere. Sometimes limestones, when you will burn the limestone, it will release carbon dioxide, okay, and that carbon dioxide will go back to the atmosphere, and this way the carbon cycle is completed. So in carbon cycle, what we have discussed? Photosynthesis, green plant are the producer. They take carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Okay. And they produce carbohydrate, sugar, starch. Food chain, through the food chain, the food containing carbon and carbohydrate passes to the consumer. This food will pass to the consumer. Okay. And carbon is an essential element for all body tissue of both plant and animal. Now by respiration, all plant and animal, there is oxidation of carbohydrate to produce energy, and carbon dioxide is given out, which returns back to the atmosphere. After decaying, the dead remains of plant and animal are consumed by bacteria and fungi, and in this process breakdown of glucose or other organic matter to release carbon dioxide, and that carbon dioxide is released to the atmosphere. Or by burning of fossil fuel combustion, when a fuel is wood or fossil like fuel is burned, the carbon dioxide, it is oxidized to carbon content is oxidized to carbon dioxide, which is given back to the atmosphere. And heating limestone also, a certain amount of carbon dioxide is released by burning limestone, and the carbon dioxide is released to the atmosphere. So what you have seen, carbon dioxide which was in the atmosphere 0.03% is taken and again returned back to the atmosphere, and it forms a carbon cycle. So this way we have finished the topic. So today we have discussed about the experiment to prove that carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis, oxygen is released during photosynthesis, what are the importances of photosynthesis, and about the carbon cycle. Thank you very much.